Subscribe Squad, it's another day, it's another dollar, and it's time for another freaking interview. And today we're going to be talking to a extraordinary producer. You know what I'm saying? He's literally produced for too many people for me to list because we wouldn't have time to go through all the goddamn placements he got. He's dope, he's fire. He goes by the name of My Guy Mars. Say what's up to the people.
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
We are good, but we're even better now that we figured out this whole Zoom situation. You know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I threw him a curveball. He thought it was IG, wasn't IG. I hit him with some links and some emails, but here we are now. And
we got it figured out. It's all good.
I'm glad we got a chance to talk. So we're just going to hop right into it. What I always ask my guests, the first question is, when did you fall in love with music?
I can't really say when I fell in love with music. I don't think I was talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just say as far as I can remember.
All right. And at what point did that go from, okay, I'm in love with music to now I want to make music? When did you decide that you were going to be a producer?
I believe I was in like junior high school. And it was just a certain sound that had came out at that time that was different from me, that I hadn't heard. My dad is a pastor, bishop, and had a church, so I couldn't really listen to, like, you know, all the rap music and R&B and, you know, all the stuff that I produce now. I couldn't listen to, so I kind of found ways to, you know, find out about stuff like through my homies or my cousins or whatever. My cousin Dewan will always have, like, how can I say, like, soulful music, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had soulful music where it wasn't too explicit. It was like church kind of hip hop, you know? So that's when I was like, yo, this sound like kind of like church music, but it just feel good. And all of my favorite songs were, I'd start like doing education and just trying to find out who did the music, and it was always J Dilla. And then I was like, yo, I want to make people feel the way that he makes me feel, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really know what producing was at the time. I just know that he made beats and I wanted to do that. So kind of just happened. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I like that. Jay Dilla is one of your major influences. I didn't know that. Okay, cool. So if anybody's familiar with the journey as far as making music, especially as a producer, one of the biggest things that it's hard to do is to get a placement. So I want to know, what was your first placement? How long did it take you from the inception of you becoming a producer to get your first placement? And what was the story behind it?
My first placement was... My first placement was like from some guy named Billy Moss that produced Return of the Mac, and he had a like a boy group or whatever at the time. They were independent, so it wasn't like major, but that was the thing that made me be like, oh, I just got $2,500 for this beat, and like, I'm rich and I can really do this. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I didn't obviously know how insignificant that amount was back then based upon my quality. But, you know, you got to start somewhere. And then, like, that kind of gave me the, you know, motivation to keep going. And that turned into our first my first major placement I was a part of was, I believe it was Mac 10. It was in Mac 10. And then Bobby Valentino. But I never really count the Mac 10 placement just because it was just like, it's just somebody, no offense, but it was just like, oh, this is like home team. This is something that I felt like any of my friends could have done.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I always count Bobby Valentino as the first one.
Okay, well, that's cool. I didn't know that. Bobby Valentino. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so you know, in today's time as a producer, you know, there's lots of different ways to, you know, make money. It's not just the quote unquote, you know, get placements with major, which we call major artists and major labels. Some producers are strictly now selling beats off of YouTube. Some people are going the TV and film route. If let's say I was a producer and I wanted to start from absolute scratch, what do you feel like is a good way to start, and which avenue, just based off of the information you now know about today's industry, would like, what angle would you attack?
I would attack whatever I'm passionate about. I mean, obviously, it would be different for different people, you know? So, like, I always say, like, find out what your passion is and, like, what you love and have fun doing, and explore that in addition to the things that will, you know, sustain you. Because the things that will sustain you may not necessarily be the shit that you have fun doing. I'm sorry if I can't cuss.
You can cuss. You good.
Oh, cool. Right, but we in this motherfucker then. All right. No, I was gonna say, like, you can have passion, but the passion that you have for something may not pay you. Like, I could be passionate about playing the trombone, but I sound terrible. So, like, the reality is that I sound terrible. But because I'm passionate about it, it's like I can't literally just go out and be like, hey, I'm going to be the world's, you know, famous, the next Dizzy Gillespie or nothing like that. Miles Davis, because I'm literally terrible. But if I'm like, yo, let me go take lessons, or, yo, like, I'm really great at cooking, let me start a food truck and call it, you know, horn cakes or whatever, then, you know, my passion for horn can still be synonymous to that. And I can maybe play something that I can play the horn on and, like, play the music. You know, I be thinking about all kind of stuff, but it's just like, I always feel like you should do something that drives your passion so it feeds your soul. But, you know, that doesn't really always amount to taking care of what you need to take care of.
Okay, fair enough. So follow your passion first, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, be smart about it. That's the best advice we can give to anybody.
Thanks.
So you've worked with a plethora of different artists. I want to know, what are some of your favorite artists that you produced for, and why?
My favorite artists that I've produced for, I feel like, are my friends. And why? Because I was able to convey a certain emotion or conversation sonically that, you know, they were going through in their life at that time, and it's literally documented as history, you know what I'm saying, and art. So it's like, me making a song with Tip, that's just like, oh, yo, hey, come up to the studio, and it's not really even a session, and I'm just playing the organ, he in there just, you know, messing around, like, hey, Mars, they got an organ. I'm like, man, don't threaten me with a good time. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And I start playing chords, and then you get Season. You know, Season's the first song that I did on his last album, Dime Trap, which I also co-executive produced. But it was like, that stuff you can't really, like, explain that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It feels better to have something that you know that you accomplished with somebody that you know, and, like, to just pull it out the sky, to know, like, God just allowed, you know what I'm saying, God gave me the gift to just pull something out the sky, and it's that, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel, like, very excited when I work with people that I know. It's more fulfilling for me, just because I can, like, talk about something that they probably never talked about. We could be friends for 10 years, and then you just be like, yo, like, I'm really going through da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, this song really, you know, evokes and conveys the emotion, and we could have never talked about that ever, you know what I'm saying? But because it was, like, art, you needed to get it out, and it was therapeutic. So I think that's the beauty of, like, working with the people that I work with, like Eric Bellinger, D Smoke, you know, Snoop, T.I., you know what I'm saying, people that I like, that are my actual friends that I talk to on the phone. Marsha Ambrosius, Maya, people like that.
I can rock with that. I love how you slight name dropping, but because it was just whatever, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not name dropping at all. You were asking me what artists I like working with. So
I'm just giving you a hard time, bro. I'm just giving you a hard time.
The internet is crazy, man. The internet is crazy. I don't want to be a meme tomorrow.
You not finna be a meme. No, I like that, because these are people you really have, you know, real relationships with, and I feel like that's what creates the best music. Now, moving forward, I want to know, you know, what's next for you? What should we look forward to from you for the rest of the year? What you got in motion?
I've done a couple things for a couple people, like as far as like performances and stuff. I was a part of the BET performance for Roddy Ricch. But outside of performances, I'm really excited about like my artist, King Dreams. He's really dope. He's from Connecticut. I'm working on his project. Like pretty much everybody in Astronaut Gang, everybody that's in like my little crew, like, you know, Taylor Green, she was on The Voice. I found her from this Foot Locker event that I did. This other girl named Taylor, I'm working on her. Jane Hancock, myself, my own project. I got another project that I'm doing with Audio Push called Audio Mars 2. We're doing the second one. Yeah, and just like I'm working on just being innovative. Like I've been doing beat auctions on my live. I've been doing IG cookups because I've been seeing like people battle, and that kind of start causing the conversation of like, oh, this person against this person, or that wouldn't have happened if it was, and it start like kind of getting negative in a sense. Sometimes it's easy to go that way. So like I decided to do like an IG cookup and like produce with people on Instagram together. So like I've done that with Mikey Keys. I did it with Battle Cat. I did it with Bink, Honorable C Note. But I got a couple other people that I'm supposed to be working with, like Iman Omari and a couple other of my friends. So I'm just trying to stay innovative and just show people that, you know, we can work through this and we can be better together, you know what I'm saying? Because that's literally what we're supposed to be doing anyway. So if we're not helping each other, you know, we ain't really helping ourselves.
I couldn't have said it better than that. If we not helping each other, we ain't helping ourselves. That might have been a whole sermon. Where is the organ?
Hey man, I got it somewhere. It's in the house.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad we got a chance to hang out today, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we go, though, shout out your socials so everybody can follow you.
Anytime, man. I appreciate you for having me. My God Mars, everything. My God Mars, Instagram. My God Mars, Twitter, SoundCloud, all that.
Dope.
All platforms, iTunes, all that shit.
Well, let me know who else I should interview here on the channel, Scribe Squad. You heard it first. You know what I'm saying? We had the boy here, my God, Mars. Ah, he really came through.
And man, anytime. I appreciate it. I appreciate you reaching out.
Of course. We'll see you guys next time.